everybody to a very special edition of the Outside the Ring show.
No concerts, no raps.
I am your host, the one, the only pick, and today we are going to talk about,
Wrestlemania 28, and it was very interesting.
For the past month, and as you see, Wrestlemania.
And obviously that match, we're going to talk about that match a lot.
Okay.
This was remembered for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
And some of them are good, some of them are not so good.
Different reasons.
But it was still an amazing show. I think we have to point that out. The 3 matches that we wanted to delivered. We could have another one delivered, but it didn't. In terms of more shock value. But I think what needed to deliver on this card delivered. The undercard was a little weak, but...
Yeah, I mean, you had definitely... I mean, once in a lifetime, could it maybe... I don't know, it's kind of hard to put your finger on what was wrong with the match.
Yeah.
Because, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but throughout the Mania, you had the undercard. And you had the surprise factor with Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. And then you didn't... And it just felt weird going right into the next match.
Yeah, you didn't have any video package for Sheamus. I mean, come on, at least acknowledge that he was the Royal Rumble winner in the video package that he's...
Yeah, and I was watching, he didn't want to watch the pre-show online, but...
well, I would...
You were kind of waiting for the moment. I watched the pre-show, and they announced that the breaking news was that this was after the Triple Threat tag, they were going to have the world title first, and I thought there was...
It was kind of weird to do that because you're kind of burying your world champ again, especially in this WrestleMania. Having an 11-minute match last year, now having...
And first on the card last year.
And also, but there was more of a surprise factor that I was thinking they were going to get.
See, now, the pre-match before the show... I watched it, and I can only have my thoughts on it. I thought it was very fast-paced. There were some botches by Justin Gabriel, but
would you
probably...
rather see Maria Mendez that match be cut and have possibly a longer match for the world champ?
Yeah, you could cut a couple things in this WrestleMania, and I would be happy. But this was a pre-show match. It was a nice high-flying match. There was some nice spots with the Usos. And Primo and Epico really had gelled, but Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel, they weren't gelled as a tag team. There were some high spots. Yeah. Justin Gabriel had a couple botches. I think he gave it a 2 3/4. 2.5.
I think he gave it, right?
I think I'll have to check. It'll be all in the description box.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a solid pre-show, and then you had.
Looked at it,
you could have put this in the card, it would still worked.
Even when another person said, oh, well, why is Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd? I thought Tyson Kidd was a heel, but obviously something happened on Superstars.
Yeah, they got rid of D.H. Smith, and that really sent Tyson down the tubes, but a decent pre-show match. Yeah. And then we get to Lillian Garcia singing the national anthem.
And you did not like her.
I don't like her because she left. I mean, granted, she did a music career or whatever, but...
we're not going to go really on rants about Lillian Garcia.
But, I mean, she was good. It's just, I don't know.
It was a nice...
Tony Chimmel should be announcing SmackDown, but that's...
It was a nice little rendition of America the Beautiful, the Jets going over.
Yeah, it was nice. And then we get to the actual pay-per-view itself, starting with the World Heavyweight Champion Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
We got this announced
on the pre-show.
On the pre-show, sorry. And basically, I can run you right through this match. Daniel Bryan goes for a little kiss from AJ Lee, gets bro kicked by Sheamus 1, 2, 3. Sheamus is your new champ, but came 2 things good. Surprise value, you were shocked. I was kind of mad at first.
Oh, yeah, you didn't want to. Your first thing was you were gonna give it a dud.
No, I never said that.
Well, you were mad at that whole.
I never said. But then you had finally a Royal Rumble winner after what, 5 years?
Yeah, but it wasn't a good match. I mean, if they could have had an 11-minute match and still put on a really good show.
And this is kind of...
Daniel Bryan was over, by the way. The crowd, I saw a bunch of yes signs.
That was funny.
I mean, they love Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was over enough. I think Sheamus had to win the match. I think you could have had a great match between these two guys.
You could
because
have cut like an 11-minute match with Maria
Menunos and Kelly and the Divas, just the Divas, and then but then, this was the shock value and the surprise value that we didn't get at first, and then we saw.
Yeah.
But then you really went right into the next match, which was weird.
You kind of like had one of those things, like one of those
video packages for the next WrestleMania or something.
Yeah, for the next WrestleMania or something like that. And then you went straight to Kane's entrance, and you had no thing, not even like a little bit of like last Friday. This happened.
Yeah, or an interview. I did not see one interview on the show, actually.
Except the pre-show interview with Daniel Bryan.
Oh, bull crap. Yeah, that's another thing I missed. What about the interviews before the matches?
Yeah, actually Shawn Michaels was about the only interview.
Oh, that was it. They needed an interview for almost every match.
You really needed one for Rock and Cena. Like, even have like what they did at 22 with
Cut
Triple H.
No, I'll get to that later.
With Triple H and John Cena taping their things up, getting ready for the big match.
But
for 20.
No, Kane and Orton, it was slow at first, obviously.
Yeah.
Because it's a slow-moving Randy Orton, a slow-moving Kane. But it picked up, to us it picked up, and it was actually a pretty decent match after all.
But, you see, they wrestled, like, a slow-paced match because Kane really is, like, is getting older.
Well, Randy just wrestled slow anyway.
Yeah, but this was pretty good.
We gave it a 3 stars. I might be overrating it, but I thought it was decent. I marked down for the chokeslam.
Nice finishing sequence with.
I thought it was gonna be an RKO, but that would be pretty sick to see an RKO.
Also, this crowd was good. This crowd was pretty good for tonight, Miami.
Oh, Miami crowd was really good. So we gave that 3 stars. Not really special, but it was just there. Then we get the Intercontinental Champion.
Did we go straight into this match as well?
I don't know. We're just gonna review the matches.
Cody Rhodes was wearing his fancy red underwear today for the big show.
Yeah, it wasn't tights; it was underwear, and that was a little odd. But the match wasn't really anything special.
Yeah, it was a slow-paced match because obviously Big Show can't.
Cody Rhodes didn't get a lot of offense at all.
No,
just working over the leg a couple times,
really, it was kind of a slow-paced match, even on Roadside, with that little leg lock. It was good. Big man versus small man, but the big man really dominated.
Yeah, and then the spear at the end, poor Rhodes, and then.
And, oh God, yeah, a little botch there.
See, I would switch the World Championship match, have that go 11 to 15 minutes, and have a knockout punch, and you could have the shock factor, throw it in at the Intercontinental Champ match, but Big Show, your new Intercontinental Champ, a nice moment for him, but.
Yeah,
really wasn't anything special to me.
I started clapping after this because he now has held every single remaining belt in the company.
Now he can ride off in the sunset, and Rhodes can have his moment.
Yes. And now we get to
next. We will get to the Divas match. This went on way too long for my taste.
Yeah, really cut this match and have more time for the.
This is the first of our 2 things we should cut tonight, but we'll get to that later.
This is like.
They only had 1 or 2 spots. The one with Kelly, and then I don't even know what the other one was. But
Kelly had 2 good spots actually here.
Yeah, but it was just
countering that.
Maria Menunos is a C+ star at most.
No, not even that.
Trust me, we're not stars, but Snooki was a bigger star than Maria Menounos. And she just didn't draw buy rates.
The reason you needed this is because she was the host of Extra. I actually, when I first
They built this up in 2 weeks.
When I first heard this, I just thought, who's that and what's Extra? Personally, I don't even know if half of the people watching this know what Extra is.
Yeah, well, it was stupid. Obviously, the faces go over here because it's celebrity, and she got the roll up and whatever. And
it was a stupid way to build this up too, with Beth Phoenix saying, "Oh, it was so." You could tell it was so planned.
All the reviews planned,
but this was like one that you could tell it was planned.
Yeah. Well, we gotta wrap things up for this one. We saved the
good
matches for the last. So stick around for our part 2, And we'll see you then.
Yep.